In a recent court filing, Porsha's team requested that Simon not destroy any past or present financial documents in order to preserve them for their impending divorce proceedings, and maybe even for any alleged criminal court cases in the future.
Simon Guobadia is still trying to control Porsha Williams despite his ongoing legal issues. He just filed some new lawsuits saying he wants Porsha to give him alimony. Well, do you guys remember the time when Porsha first filed for divorce and Simon wanted the court to make them stick to their prenup? But that was before Porsha signed on to Real Housewives of Atlanta and got a big contract with Bravo. Apparently, she's gonna make over $5 million from it. Now, Simon is flipping his stance now and wants to scrap the prenuptial agreement. I guess he's hoping to get his hands on her financial assets. Simon's recent court filings claim that the prenuptial agreement and marriage were entered into with dishonest intentions. The documents state that Porsha had the intention of deceitfully manipulating her husband for her own financial benefit, rendering the prenuptial agreement unable to be enforced. He also cited the prenup as being totally unfair. According to him, Porsha is getting the house equity in a settlement, which is just not right in his eyes. He also claims that he is ending up with no home, while his soon-to-be ex-wife is getting to keep 2 houses. The details of the couple's marriage have changed in relation to what was outlined in the prenuptial agreement. According to Simon's team, the terms of the prenup were based on the understanding that the wife was not working. If the judge will say the prenup is legit, Simon will then claim that his ex-wife broke the agreement. He is expected to bring up stuff like keeping things private, spreading lies, and causing continuous harm to his identity.
What do you have to say to people who had so much speculation around your relationship?
Keep talking.
Okay.
Keep talking, keep blogging, keep commenting.
Now, let's go back to get more familiar with this whole situation. While munching on her peach on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha Williams crossed paths with Simon Guobadia, who was still married to Falynn Pina at that time. Their initial encounter seemed harmless, but things escalated quickly after Simon and Falynn got divorced. Well, Porsha and Simon wasted no time in starting a new romance and getting engaged in May 2021 after having quick dates. Around the same time, Porsha also left the reality show and faced backlash from fans who accused her of being the cause of Simon's divorce from Falynn. Porsha stood up for herself and tied the knot with Simon in 2022. They combined their families and everything appeared to be like a fairy tale. However, Simon's ex-wife spilled the beans in a 2023 interview, revealing that life with Simon was far from perfect. Falynn appeared on Baller Alert and gave more details about her past marriage with Simon, highlighting his controlling nature. She said, "I was never allowed to have anything for myself, so here I was sitting on all this money and I had nothing." Well, Falynn basically claimed that Porsha played a role in breaking up her marriage to Simon.
I mean, at the end of the day, she know what she did. It could play out in the media however everybody wants to try to play it out. I know what she did. Simon knows what she did. Porsha knows what she did. That wouldn't be a safe scenario. So I wouldn't even put myself in a predicament of even allowing that. You know, I'm a grown woman now.
When asked about a possible encounter with Porsha, Falynn made it clear that it wouldn't be a good idea because, deep down, Porsha knows exactly what she did. So it seems like Falynn thinks Porsha got involved with Simon as a way to take revenge on her.
Were you shocked to find out when Porsha and Simon separated?
No? Was anybody?
Do you think that was real?
No.
The whole relationship you don't think was real?
You don't think it was real at all?
No, I think it was just a ploy to get back at me.
So Falynn and Porsha have their issues, but Simon has his own set of problems. Well, he got accused of fraud while trying to get his American citizenship in February 2024. These alleged crimes date back to the 80s and involve some financial aspects. Simon overstayed his tourist visa in the US and even tried to pull off a green card marriage, but the government saw right through it and deported him. He came back, committed more crimes, and overstayed his visa again. Now, he was expected to be deported once more, but he decided to take on a fake identity and has been living happily ever since. But recently he got caught again. And as soon as the news came out, Porsha filed for divorce, which happened right after she announced her return to Real House of Atlanta. Right now, Simon Guobadia, who is dealing with legal issues with the government, has sent Porsha a formal letter telling her to stop filming in their old home. This shows that he still wants to have some control over her, even with everything else going on. Simon already has enough problems of his own. So what's the point of sending Porsha a cease and desist for filming in their house? The answer is absolutely nothing. According to sources, a cease and desist order is basically a written notice telling someone to immediately stop doing something illegal or potentially illegal. It could come from a court, government agency, or even a lawyer's letter. According to page 6, a source close to the production team of Real Housewives of Atlanta claims they haven't even filmed at the house. If that's true, then the cease and desist is completely pointless. So, what was Simon's ultimate goal here? Well, Simon has made several allegations regarding Porsha since she initiated divorce proceedings. He alleged that she brought an armed individual into their residence following the filing, necessitating his call to law enforcement to resolve the situation. He also claimed that Porsha and others have been engaging in harassing behavior towards him via telephone, and claimed that Porsha attempted to enter their previous residence with her mother and her mother's boyfriend. These claims made by Simon are interesting to catch up, particularly in light of Porsha's denial of them. She has characterized his talks as false claims while calling out his behavior of controlling women, which she also cited as a contributing factor to her decision to seek a divorce. Well, Porsha was on vacation in Dubai, and guess what? She revealed that Simon went ahead and changed all the locks and codes she needed to get back into the house. I mean, come on, that's really sad. But maybe there's a grain of truth in Simon's side of the story, but let's be real here. Considering his history, there needs to be some evidence to support his claims.
People magazine is reporting that Porsha Williams has filed for divorce after only 15 months of being married to Simon Guobadia.
So, Porsha filed court papers saying that she and Simon rushed into their relationship way too quickly. Simon was really determined in trying to win Porsha over, and that's why they ended up getting married too soon. The way he showered her with affection in the beginning could be seen as love bombing. Reports say that love bombing is a manipulative tactic used by narcissists and abusive individuals to gain affection and attention before breaking their victims down. They may seem charming at first, but this often turns into emotional abuse. Well, Simon's ex-wife, Falynn, also spilled the beans about how he was extremely manipulative, and even Porsha mentioned it in her divorce papers. It's no surprise that Simon's behavior totally matches this controlling mindset. As soon as Porsha dumped him, he started making all these crazy accusations about her. It's like a classic move to keep controlling your ex's new partner even after the relationship is over.
I'm performing in Atlanta in March, and I texted Porsha and I said, would you and Simon like to be my guests at my comedy show? And she said, absolutely. Then we got the news of, she's divorcing her husband, Simon Guobadia.
Although Simon's behavior has not escalated to violence, he is actively engaging in harassment towards Porsha. Porsha has described Simon's actions as really bad, indicating a deliberate intent to cause harm. It is evident that Simon's actions are driven by a desire to assert power over Porsha, despite his apparent ignorance of her previous seasons on Real House of Atlanta. But Porsha Williams is a strong and independent woman who cannot be controlled by anyone but herself. A fan commented saying, "She is making sure neither him nor his lawsuits come after her. She really should have done her homework or listened to the streets of Atlanta when the rich Africans said they didn't know Simon Guobadia." Another one wrote, "In my opinion, Porsha definitely wanted to be seen as living Falynn's life. She didn't know the snake she was stroking to get what she thought was ideal. Everyone experiencing life eventually wakes up from dreams. The grass is always greener on the other side until you get the water bill." But what's your take on this whole situation? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to check out our latest videos.